What are you gentlemen displaying here?
This is Caesar's collection, right?
Yeah, the First World War collection that I read. This is a book that was printed in 1916 in England during the war. In the First World War.
It has all kinds of photographs and tells you where it is.
Actual photographs of the war.
We got around to seeing any of this stuff yet?
Yes, I have. Yeah, I have. I've taken some pictures.
Oh yeah? What do you think of it?
I think it's great. I think they really went out of their way to set things up here. It's really good.
Yeah, it's very
You have to
impressive
speak up.
display. It's amazing the stuff that's come up with.
That's cool. This is all stuff from the Royal Westminster Regiment Museum. We have respirators here from, it's all First World War, canteen. This is a French canteen. This is English and Canadian canteen. This is a gift to the front, to the soldiers. This is cigarettes, right? Oh, this is cigarettes. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. So 100-year-old cigarettes. So this is your filter here. So after you're exposed to gas or in a gas attack, you would want to replace that, right? This one goes, this would clasp off your nose, right? And then you would simply breathe through your mouth. As you can see, it's pretty restrictive. Your vision would be impaired, and you would want to ensure that you have a good seal. This is the carrier, so this unit would go into this carrier and it would be worn on the soldier's chest. This is German, so this is the canister, simply like this is carrying, this is a carrying case as well. Oh. So this unit would fit into the canister. That could fit in there? Yeah. Oh, I see how it's... And canister, this is here?
That's my great uncle. Earl Broadwell.
Where did he serve?
He was killed at just after the
would put these together, they would produce them and sell them to the troops. And then the troops would write their information on the back and send them home. Often for special occasions, New Year's, Christmas. Some of them say, "To my sweetheart," right? So they weren't like the propaganda sort of postcards. No, they were right? Like the heartfelt. They were personal. Yeah, very. This is Prussian. These two are Prussian, this is German. This is Prussian artillery. You can tell because the top, this signifies a cannonball. Right? This spear signifies infantry. And then this one is German. This is early in the war. This is, if I believe, 1915. By 1916, the economy was getting shaky. They used cheaper materials. This is brass, right? So simply cost and supply of metals was kind of running out. And later in the war, this tunic is actually an NCO tunic or soldier's tunic. Soldier's tunic? Yeah, but he is in fact an officer. So this officer chose to wear the tunic of an NCO or a soldier because the officer's tunic is quite distinct. Yeah, and they would aim for the sharpshooters right in for that. You can see by the pips that he is an officer. Enable him to survive longer at the front without being shot by snipers. Oh, yeah. That is an officer's tunic. You can see how distinct it is. You can tell at a far distance. With the bars.
These belonged to my godfather, and he gave them to my family after he passed away. They are medals that some of them were issued to his uncle, which is a William Western is the name. So these two here are just general war medals. And this is a victory medal, so these would have been issued to anyone who served in the war. This right here is a cap badge from the 12th Canadian Railway, so it was likely that he might have possibly served. We know he was also in the New Westminster Regiment based on the number on this medal here. This here is a service pin, so he would have received this when he was discharged from the army, or from the war rather. So likely, apparently it was issued before 1917, because in 1917 they actually changed the design of this medal. So he might have been injured and therefore couldn't serve any longer in the war, so he was given that. These are actually, this is a medal from the Boer War, so nothing to do with World War I, but a really interesting medal, and each of these little plates here are a battle that he fought in. This one right here is a memorial cross. So that would have been given to somebody if they had a family member die. This medal over here, the name on the side says G.R. Western. So we're thinking that they might have been brothers, and that the G.R. might have been the one who passed away and received this medal. This here is a tin that would have been given in the Boer War, given as a Christmas gift from Queen Victoria in 1900. To any troops. This here is a Prussian belt buckle, and on it says in German, God is with us. And so it was likely that it was taken from a German casualty. This here is a cap badge, apparently the 158th Regiment. So this regiment would have supplied troops to the war efforts as like backup troops. And this year we don't know quite, but the hunch is that it's a shooting medal. So whoever received it would have been a really good shot.
What is this exactly?
That is a piece of trench. So that was an ashtray made. The unit is the 1st Canadian Mounted Rifles. So they were initially raised as a mounted rifle battalion. They ended up fighting as infantry. But they carved that out of a piece of wood in the trenches to illustrate a horse's leg because they were mounted riflers.
And what are these guys in here?
Interesting story to this one. So the survivors of this platoon decided just after the war that they were going to create this flask full of whiskey. And the last 2 survivors would drink it. So they signed their names and they put it in there and they sealed it up. But the last 2 guys died separately. One was in Victoria and one was in Toronto. And they never ended up drinking it.
Oh, wow.
Right? The Regimental Association used to keep it in their lines. And then it went to the museum after the last 2 died.